Hello, and welcome to the Love is Stronger Than Fear podcast. I'm Amy Julia Becker, and this is Season 1, Prepare Him Room, Advent Reflections. I'm so happy you're here with me to consider what happens when God shows up in the midst of the eggnog, gift wrap, holiday cards, tinsel, and let's be honest, the stress and the joy of this time of year. Thank you for listening. This podcast is for December 3rd. It's called Prepare Him Room. And I will note that I wrote this reflection when our kids were younger than they are now, about 5 years ago. So you may notice that if you've been following along with our family from my blog. In this story, Marilee is 3 years old. But first I want to read from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 1, verses 22 through 25. And again, this is from the New International Version of the Bible. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. When Joseph woke up, he did what the angel of the Lord had commanded him, and took Mary home as his wife. But he did not consummate their marriage until she gave birth to a son, and he gave him the name Jesus. It's one of my favorite lines from the hymn Joy to the World, Let Every Heart Prepare Him Room. This passage is about the preparations Joseph and Mary did in order to welcome Jesus as their son. It's also about the preparations God did, waiting until exactly the right time in human history, then sending multiple angels to reassure the various players that they really were being invited into a cosmic plan for saving the whole world by welcoming a baby boy. There's pretty deep emotional and spiritual preparation going on God's part and by Mary and Joseph. But if I move forward in time by about 2,000 years, to my own preparations for Jesus's coming into the world, or at least for the day where we celebrate Jesus's coming into the world, it isn't quite the same. Because when I think about it, preparing room means clearing out space, cleaning up, moving the unnecessary detritus into the basement or garage, or taking it to the dump. So I can imagine preparing room for Jesus on a spiritual level. That would mean confession. It would mean taking an emotional inventory. It would mean paying attention to all the junk in my heart and getting rid of it. But I'm not ready for that type of work right now. My heart is crowded with the regular preparations for Christmas. Writing a letter and sending out cards, decorating the tree and making cookies, buying presents, wrapping presents, buying more presents. There are parties and holiday concerts and advent calendars and peppermint drops and "Can I have another piece of candy?" from Marilee at 6:30 a.m. And my heart is crowded with discontent. We have had 2 snow days and 2 delayed openings and a weekend snowstorm already this winter. We've had 2 kids who stayed home from school sick on different days. So this morning, with William making a design out of wooden blocks on the floor and Marilee eating gingerbread beside me, yes, at 6:20, before the candy question, I pulled out my journal and Bible and I wrote, all of the preparations for Christmas are making it very difficult for me to prepare room for Jesus. I prayed that God would help me. Help my grumpy spirit. Help me trust that even though the presents aren't all wrapped, and even though I haven't written the blog post I had planned, and even though I don't have all the addresses for the Christmas cards, and even though I have eaten and drunk more than I intended throughout this season, and even though I have only vaguely paid attention to Advent so far, help me to trust that you are present, that you are God with us, Emmanuel.
Thanks for listening to Season 1 of the Love is Stronger Than Fear podcast, Prepare Him Room. For more information, including a free PDF version of Prepare Him Room, go to www.amyjuliabecker.com. While you're there, you can also find out about Amy Julia's books, White Picket Fences, Small Talk, and A Good and Perfect Gift, and when she'll be speaking in your area. Thanks again for listening, and please do consider reviewing this podcast wherever you got it, and please share it with someone else who might enjoy it.